Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Envision Me Talk Show. So, before I go any further, how are you doing? I would love to hear how you're doing. Drop it in the feed below so I can hear how you're doing here. And further and foremost, we are all excited for our new guest for this week, right? But before I bring her on, let you get to hear how she can empower, inspire us to go after our what's next. I want you to know, are you where you envision yourself right now? Are you working on your purpose or your passion? Or how about this? Are you just not sure where to start because the what ifs and I can't, or better yet, the buts are in your way? If that describes you, or so many others, grab everybody up, go get your pen and paper, your girlfriends, your evening beverage or beverages and snacks, and let's get down to some golden nuggets. But let me first introduce myself. My name is Pam, and I am the CEO of and the CEO of Vision Made. I have here come believed to be the most powerful, impactful podcast there can be, because we get down to, as you see, her story, and we get to know what they go through, what the speakers go through. We always say that's not they don't I can't relate with to anyone. I've heard that so many times, but you can't, but you do. So what I do, I was given a challenge. I bring women on that can help you get you to your what's next, as they have faced the what ifs and I can't, or better yet, the buts, but they're still going after their what's next. And then tonight's show is all sponsored by Vision Made Vision Board Kit. Vision Made Vision Board Kit is a 30-day goal kit. And that's why I asked, are you where you are? Or are you even working on your goal for this week? I believe in weekly goals. If not, Vision Made Vision Board Kit is that kit for you. We have created a kit that you cannot make any excuses. Everything's in the kit. There is a board, there is scissors, there are magazines, and so much more. So if you're interested in grabbing a kit, drop it in the feed, and I will definitely get connected to you. So without further ado, yes, doing fantastic. Without further ado, let me talk to you about who will be joining me to the stage tonight. Her name is Nakesha Lee. She is actually the CEO of Driven Career Services, which she created that in 2014. The reason why she did it, which I found very interesting, was she did it because her career wasn't going in the direction that she wanted. So she started creating her own resumes, which was wowing people around the world. Not only does she write resumes, but she also I'm sorry. Not only does she not write resumes, but she does mock interviews. Who doesn't need that? Because when we go out in interviews, we're like, okay, I wish I would have had someone to practice. Well, now I'm bringing someone to the table to you that can help you practice on you going after the interview that you want to go after. Not only does she do the mock interviews, but she's out here encouraging the clients to find the right career path for them. So without further ado, let me bring on Nakesha Lee. How you doing, lady?
Hi, I am so excited.
Me too. Yay. That was this your bio is so amazing. And I love that you're going after your purpose and your passion. Actually, your passion, as you even talked about in your bio. But tell everybody a little bit more about yourself. I told them that you are into the career building aspects arena for people. But tell me a little bit more about yourself.
So yes, in 2014, I'd relocated to Phoenix, Arizona. I just really wanted something different, wanted a huge change. So, coming from the Midwest, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, going all the way on the other side of town. So I always say one extreme weather condition to the next. I traded one for the other, right? And so I was at a time in my life where I just wanted change, and I really want to change in my career space as well. And so I had been in banking for wow, since I was 21 years old. I was in banking, and I really wanted to still kind of stay in that arena, but really kind of dive more deep into like the business aspect of it. So I wanted to go after this job. I didn't know quite how to do that at all. I didn't have anybody to help me with my resume at all, so I had to do it myself. I didn't really have the support during that time, and that's really how Driven Career Services got started. Really kind of doing my own research and really encouraging myself, and kind of along the way learned so much about myself, and discovering some talents that I didn't even know I had.
I know, right? As you go the journey, but it's an amazing journey, isn't it?
It is. It
Yeah.
really is. I really, one thing that I learned about myself is just the power of resilience, and just being able to continue pushing forward, even, hearing the word no. I kept pushing that door forward until I got to the right one.
So let's back up a little bit. As you've gotten to this amazing journey, which I'm so in awe with that you're on, but did before you got here, did anything prepare you? Did your prior job while you were in banking, did it prepare you in any way for where you are now?
Yeah, I definitely would say that it did. A few things that kind of being in that type of arena really prepared me for is leadership. Leadership really, when it comes to banking, you're in charge of other people's finances. You're helping them to navigate through their own, kind of life story, whatever that story may be. And so I really learned how to do that through other people's finances and really helping them. When I started out in mortgage banking. Um, and it was really intimidating for me at first, because I'm like, okay, this is a really huge investment, and I'm just a customer service representative, you know, and I had to kind of change how I saw myself, because I would always say, well, I'm just a customer service representative. I'm just this. And I really had to learn that I'm more than that. I'm more than, customer service representative. I'm helping this person to navigate through some of the most, challenging things. I would get so many different types of calls,
Mhm.
and really I was trying to understand, like, wow, this person is calling me during their, busiest time.
Mhm.
They're trusting me. And so it really taught me that leadership. It taught me to be accountable, and to make sure that I show up for individuals, because I want that same thing in return when it's my turn.
Absolutely. That's so true. One point I really like that you talked about is you had to change how you saw yourself. How did you do that?
That's so hard. It is so hard to do. It's a great question. I still feel like I'm changing kind of how I see myself. Um, in a lot of ways, I'm a very reserved, and can be shy at times. Um, And I think a lot of that kind of got in the way of
Mhm.
kind of like seeing this awesomeness. Like sometimes it's good to, let people know who you are. It really is. And the reason that it's important, or, in certain instances, important to let people, let people know who you are. Sometimes you got to be bold through the actions, through kind of what you give people. And I think during the time that, I started learning about resume writing, learning how to navigate in my own career, and then seeing how, oh, well, I wrote this resume, and this person was able to kind of navigate through their career and get a job or change the course of their career, you know, just by someone paying attention to them and
Mhm.
paying attention to some of the things that they do. I really started paying attention to some of the gifts that God's blessed me with. I really have. And once I started paying attention to those things, that is when I realized, okay, this is who I am. I'm not just a customer service representative. I'm someone who can teach someone else how to see themselves. I am someone who can motivate. I'm someone who can empower. I started seeing all of those types of things.
I love it. I love it. We talked about you had one thing you had talked about how your shyness. So you must be an introvert if you
Yeah, all the way, 100%.
I totally understand. I too, believe it or not, I am an introvert, but the other personality will come out when it has to. So I totally get it with you. But one thing when you have the clients coming that come to you, what type of clients do you have right now come to you?
Right now, what I'm finding clients who really want to change. Either they want to change in their career because either they're not being seen. So I've seen that a lot or heard that a lot. Two, just had a client speak with me about just some of the challenges that they currently dealing with in a job that they've been on for a little over a year now.
Hmm.
um, and they haven't really seen the return on that an investment, so they really are kind of seeing what's out there right now. But the main thing is not being seen. So,
Mm.
and that can be a tough spot to be in.
That's it. I was just going to say that that is a tough spot to be in. And then, no, I totally get it, not being seen. So when you have a client that says, I'm not being seen, what do you suggest to them?
So some of the things I kind of let them tell me what their story is in terms of their career there. How long I started asking how long they've been there. I asked them, when did they start feeling that way? Was there anything that um, spoke out to them that caused
Mhm.
them to, start feeling that way? Just so I can I ask those questions so that I can better know how to serve my new client.
I so agree with you. I know I used to work in the HR arena, so I totally get where you're coming from on trying to help that individual
Yeah.
find what they want to do and what they love. And knowing that feeling lost is hats off to you because that is a very tough job to do. So we have We have followers out there that are listening right now. What is one piece of advice that you could give to them now that they can implement now as well?
I think one thing that I always tell my clients is definitely keep pushing forward. Um, that is 100% the advice that I would give, because a lot of times, when we're, for example, applying for jobs, or we're going on that interview, and maybe, we might not hear the yes right away. And that's okay.
Mhm.
Sometimes maybe it's not the right time. Sometimes, opportunities presents themselves when the universe is ready
Yeah.
sometimes. And sometimes you have to look at that. So I always say keep pushing forward, because when that opportunity does come, one thing I do know for sure is that when the opportunity does come, everything aligns so perfectly. It really does. It's
Okay.
seamless. So that's, a good sign to know that, okay, I'm in a right room right
Mhm.
now. Everything's lining up the way that it should.
I like that. So let's change a little bit. As the market is changing, have you noticed there's more careers than other or less careers than others? And if so, what are some of those careers that are not out there as much as we have seen before?
Right now, I honestly have not seen a lot of that.
Okay.
One thing that I do want to mention, though, because this has been coming up a lot, and this might help other listeners out there, is LinkedIn has become a very good resource
Mhm.
for looking for different types of career spaces. So I know a lot of my clients had been having some trouble with, you know, trying to find, okay, outside of your normal, going to Indeed or some of the other job spaces out there, what else is out there? And LinkedIn, if you currently do not have a LinkedIn profile, definitely get one.
Okay.
It has been a really good resource for a lot of my clients.
Okay. And then as we talked about, you help them with some mock interviews. What's one question that you always bring up in the interview that could help somebody?
One of them is this is one that people find very hard to answer. Uh, Tell me a little bit about yourself. It seems simple, right?
Mhm.
Easy, but it's a hard question to answer, because a lot of individuals either will go way personal and don't kind of bring it back to the job space of it, or it's just strictly
Not off
here.
the radar. Just
Don't
nice.
know.
Just go ahead. I know.
Yeah.
I've sat on there and you'd be like, okay, where did this come from? I've been in the interview and I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? So I totally get it. You're so right about that.
Yeah.
And
So I
as you,
try to come up with some different different types of exercises
Mhm.
to kind of help in terms of how you would answer, certain questions. But that's one that comes up a lot.
Wow. Well, that's a great tip for someone to know. And then lastly, when we talk about the resume, what is one big mistake that you see that we could get people to fix right now?
Email.
So that was good because I was going to say that.
Yep, that email. I think people get a little too laxed with the email. I have reviewed oh my goodness, over 500 resumes, and I can tell you so many times there has been either some obscene
Really? Look,
names
I can
on.
see that. I don't even know why I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm like, and you submitted this on a job, and then you're asking, why didn't I get an interview? Like, please look at, and I try to keep it simple. Like
Yeah,
when I'm giving tips for the resumes, one of the things, like with the email, keep it simple. A simple format, first, last name, that's it, at gmail.com.
that's very simple.
Like
That's
that.
that is so
Yeah.
simple. Well, Nakesha, this has been so. Look, I got my notes all over the place. I don't know if anybody else. I hope you all been getting your nuggets. I told you, the women that I come on here, they're dropping many golden nuggets. Nakesha, if someone want to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah. So if you would like to get in touch with me, which I hope that you would, you can reach me on Facebook. I have a business page there. It's called Driven Career Services. So Driven Career and then Services. You can also reach me via email as well, and that's info dot driven career, and services is abbreviated SVCS at gmail.com.
Oh, that's great. Well, you know what? I want to thank you so much, but don't go away. I'm gonna put you back in the green room. You can go grab you some water real quick, and I'll bring you back, and we're gonna do some little fun things or get a little to know you a little bit more.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. So, those of you who are out here looking for a change in career, Nakesha is your woman. I know that, and I totally understand that you're sitting at, and maybe you're sitting at a 9 to 5 and you feel like you're not being seen, but you don't know what your what's next is. Well, Nakesha could be your connection, but check her out. She can help you out. Or if you're needing to work, sit down and you want to set a goal, maybe to work up to get to Nakesha, I can help you as well. You can either DM me or you can go ahead and email me at visions, VISIONS, made, MADE, LLC at gmail.com. And I definitely will be in contact with you. The second half of the show, everyone, let me tell you what's going on. We're super excited. Those of you who know, you have now have the opportunity to grab a current issue of Vision Made magazine, but you get to do it electronically. And then we're offering you an amazing introduction price. If you sign up today, you will get today's the current issue for $1.99. Yes, $1.99. And then you sign up today, you will also be able to get a year subscription, which then you must then sign up to get, and you'll get a year subscription of Vision Made magazine for $20. So think $21 for you to help you empower you to go after your what's next. So you're asking me what's in Vision Made magazine? So there's empowerment stories, excuse me, such as the everyday living, everyday woman. There's also healthy living, healthy lifestyle. There's also in there mental health in the boardroom. And then there is a columnist, like a Dear Abby type of column, but is with a mental health nurse that you can actually sit down and you can write to her personally. And we have so many other stories. And of course, how to put a vision board together, empower words, and so much more. If you're interested in grabbing this amazing introduction price for $1.99 and then for the rest of the year, $20 subscription, I will drop it in the feed on how you can get to it, or you can email me at visionsmadellc at gmail.com. and we'll definitely get to you. So I'm going to bring Nakesha back. If you have any questions, drop it in the feed. I will definitely get to you. If you are not a StreamYard client, you have to give me the permission so I can see what your comments are, so I can read them as you see them on the screen. So without further ado, let me bring Miss Nakesha back.
Hey.
Okay, mate, lady. So what on this half of the show, we always do just trying to get to know you more, and it's now more relaxed. And so one part of the segment of the show we do is book on the shelf. Now, let me be clear because my phone will soon to be blowing up because everyone's like, "Oh, you get a kickback for references or refer." No, I don't. But I do believe in order for us to grow or to get our minds to go to the what's to the next level, we need to expand it. And what perfect way is by reading a book. Now, I don't read a book, but I do listen to a book, and I have 70 books in my library. With that being said, Nakesha, do you have a book on the shelf you like to talk about or recommend right now?
Oh, this is good because I'm actually into audio books right now, too. And I am reading The Light We Carry, Michelle Obama.
Ooh,
Yes, I'm reading, listening.
yes, I
I'm
understand.
listening to that one right now because I'm in a book club. So that is the book that we're reading,
Oh,
and
I like
it
that.
is so, so good. It really is.
That's going to be my next one to get. I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to get that one. I am currently reading The Atomic Habits, which is teaching you how to get into getting into good habits and get rid of the bad habits that are pulling you down. So that
Oh, I
book is
need that one.
it is so good. It is so good. And I try to dedicate listening to the book to a chapter a day. So I'm really into I got the book last week. I'm already on chapter 6. So it's a really good
Oh,
book on how
and
to
you
do
said it's called, yeah.
atomic habits.
Okay, yes, I am going to get that.
I understand. I understand. So yes, Myra, the book is called Nakesha is reading The Light We Carry by Michelle Obama,
Mhm.
and I am reading Atomic Habits. So, Nakesha, as we're going through, we always talk about you're so busy. You're a very busy woman. How do you do, or what do you do for self-care for yourself?
Ooh, have to get better at self-care. But one thing that I love to do is write poetry. That is kind of my I don't know, my escape, my time to just unwind and just be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love writing poetry. I
Oh, I
absolutely
can't wait to
love
read some of the
it.
poetry. I know you've written an article for Vision Made, which you guys will be able to get it in the next issue, her writing. But I'm telling you, I can't wait to read some poetry. We're gonna have you write some poetry for the magazine. That is too
Yeah,
cool.
that'd be fun. I would
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. And look, Myra says she loves poetry. It's a really good way to express your emotions. I so agree.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
it really is.
Yeah. So, what is your what's next, ma'am?
I actually would love to publish my first poetry book. And so, it's something that I started thinking about in 2020, but the pandemic happens and I lost my grandmother
I'm
during that
sorry.
time. Thank you. It was a lot all at once. So I
Yes.
kind of, had to put that to the back burner, but it's something that I really want to do, because my grandmother was always a huge advocate for me and for my writing. And I really want to publish a poetry book in her honor.
Oh, that would be awesome. Well, we're going to definitely have to be on the watch for this poetry book from you. That is amazing. And then before we close this down, what is your win for this week?
Ooh, my win for this week is well, my daughter, Christina, she's 17. I'm still like 17. But no,
It's up
she
on you.
was just 3 years old.
know, right? Listen, I understand. That's how them years go by so fast.
I know. I was just reflecting on this, and one thing that I'm just really happy about is that she has not had any pain crises
Oh,
or
that's
anything. She has sickle cell anemia. So, we've gone through a lot of different health challenges throughout the
mhm.
years. So I'm just grateful that we're in a space right now where, you know, she doesn't have to deal with as much. I'll,
Yes.
I'll say that. And I will take that win any day.
Oh, absolutely. I totally I have a cousin that is faced with it as well. So I totally get it. Totally get
Yeah,
it. Well, I am so, you know what? Time has gone by so fast. I
I
can't.
know.
This was so fun. I hope you come back
I
to us and we can
will.
do another sit down and talk about how the business is going and how it's going with the helping people up with their resumes and going after their what's next in so many ways. So before we shut this down, what would you like to leave their listeners with?
I would like to, well, three things. I'll leave
Okay,
you there. It's kind of all in
no
one.
worries.
But one, continue to, I call it the three C's, but continue to have confidence in yourself. Um, two, always connect with others, the good people.
Right, right. Let's be specific. I know
Right,
that's
the good people. And three, I hope I don't I hope I don't forget, because now I'm on the spot.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So, okay. Yep, connect. So connect with the good people and cohesiveness.
Ooh, that's good. That is good. Well, you know what, ma'am, this was amazing. Myra wanted to send her condolences for you losing your
Oh,
loved one.
thank you
I
so much.
wanted to read that. I want to thank you for joining us again. This was so fun.
It
This was
really
so.
was.
It was.
It was so laid back, and
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to come back again.
Oh, we will definitely keep in touch so you can come back. But I'm gonna put you in the green room, but don't go anywhere because I got something to talk to you about.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. As you had heard, Makisha had talked about all these. She dropped some amazing nuggets. If you missed it, you guys, she had talked about how to keep pushing forward. She talked about some of the don'ts to do with your resume. For example, she talked about having the right email. She's seen some things, and we're all about going after the what's next, and we have to empower you to go after, if you're going after for that new career, that your resume needs to look right. And if you need help, or better yet, if you need someone to write it for you, actually she even dropped in it, and I'll drop it in the feed where you will be able to connect with her. But I wanted everyone to know to thank you for joining us tonight for another episode of Envision Me Talk Show, where we're out here bringing on amazing her stories, and that you get to hear women going after their what's next with the tackles of all the what ifs and I can'ts. So know that you have only one life to live, everybody, and you have to live it to your fullest, not to everybody else, and have the expectations for yourself and nobody else. So if you're looking for some help, or you're looking to get to your what's next, or you wanting to set goals, DM me and drop it in the feed, or you can even text me at 614-653-737-7377 and say me, and I definitely will be, if I can't connect to you, I will connect you to Nakesha. But we are here to help you get you to what's next. Until next week, when I bring on another amazing woman giving her story. Take care of yourself, and we hope to help you today. Today has helped you vision for your tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.